Do you understand? Thank you. You got a heckle to stand up.
I heard that one.
All right.
I think he said throw tomatoes.
All right. How about a hand for all the musicians tonight? And then you guys, you put me on after these guys. It's like Carrot Top going on after Jerry Seinfeld.
Just don't smash any watermelons.
All right. So I came here tonight to tell a few jokes and to read some poetry that I wrote. But in the spirit of the music that's going on, I thought I would step out of my comfort zone and sing a song. Which I auditioned for a play recently, and I got the part. A Christmas Story is coming up in December, and I play the part of Gene Shepherd. And I didn't have to sing for that role, but I prepared a song, so if you'll indulge me, I would like to do it for you, okay? I'm nervous as hell, so... All right. I've saved a place in my heart for your warm, sweet embrace. I've saved a place by my side for you. And when we parted, you just knew I'd drown in my own tears. And the girl on my left is looking better every beer. I've done my time, I've paid my dues, just to see the skies of blue. It's just as hard being lonely as it is to be with you. And when we parted, you just knew I'd drown in my own tears. And the girl on my left is looking better every beer. I've given up feeling sorry for myself. I've still some pride left in me, and I'll find someone else. And when we parted, you just knew I'd drown in my own tears. And the girl on my left is looking better every beer. Thank you. Thank you. I had to do that a cappella because I left my bagpipes at home. Thank you. That felt good. I've never done that before, so wow. Thank you.
Another of your many talents.
Oh, thank you. Well, I'm a little upset because I came here. Amanda told me that this was a tribal councilman lookalike contest, so. Anyway, I was talking to Randy. I felt bad because I was sitting over here, and Randy Tucker, who was one of my high school teachers, Tim Irvin, one of my high school teachers, and Randy was trying to talk to me, and I couldn't hear him because I have hearing aids, too many years in the Army, and I felt bad. And it kind of reminded me when my wife will come up to me, and she'll like shake me, and she'll say, "Are you even listening to me?" And I think, that's kind of a weird way to start a conversation. Anyway, so if you haven't noticed, I am Native American, and I kind of feel like Tonto being the only one in this room, or I should say, yeah, anyway. But I dated Native women before, and it never worked out because, as it turns out, I was probably related to most of them, which is why I'm not married to a Native woman now. My wife comes from Shoshone, same school that I graduated from, and I think it's kind of nice because I'm seeing Native Americans marrying outside of the tribe, and that's kind of nice for racial relations and all that. And I met a Native American the other day. He was half Native and half Jewish, which was weird. So I was driving on the reservation, and I was driving in my what do you call it? Is it Porsche or Porsche? So anyway, I was driving in my Toyota, and driving down the highway, and I see this car broken down on the side of the road. It's got a flat tire, and I get out of the car. I ask this guy, before I can even say anything, the guy's freaking out, half Jewish, half Arapaho. He's kicking his car, and he's saying, "Can you believe this? Can you believe this? I paid $12 for these retreads, and the damn things didn't last me 6 months. Here I am in the middle of the highway on my way to Powwow. I got a back seat full of kosher taco meat and fried bagels going bad. I think I got the crabs from that casino down the street. And to top it all off, these octopus and my moccasins are killing me. Oy vey. In it." But he was driving a classic Res Runner. My first car was a Res Runner. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that term, Res Runner, Res Racer. My first car was a classic Res Runner. It was a 1963 Dodge son of a bitch. And it went from 0 to 60. Sometimes when I wasn't even in the car, I would just start up and start tracing cows for some guy's pasture. I couldn't open the windows, though, because they were painted shut. But I sold it after a while. 400,000 miles was enough. So I sold it and got the cheaper version of the Dodge son of a bitch. It was a 1973 Plymouth Bastard. Oh, boy. Anyway. I get in arguments with other Native Americans once in a while. They call me a sellout because I don't talk like a Native American. I wasn't raised on the reservation, but they say I'm a sellout because I like things like Star Wars and Star Trek, and I don't do a lot of Native things, but it's all right. I mean, if you're wearing a pair of jeans and you're Native, then you're a sellout, But I got to thinking about it. I'm going to try this. So I got myself a horse, and I went out to the middle of nowhere, named him Yellow Snow, by the way. Went out to the middle of nowhere, and for a whole month I lived traditional, like a native from 150, 200 years ago. And so for a whole month I lived traditional, I ate traditional, I hunted traditional, I dressed traditional, and I came back a whole month later with the conclusion that we have it better now than we did 200 years ago. For a lot of reasons, but have you guys ever tried riding a bareback horse with just a loincloth between you and the horse? Now I know why we screamed everywhere we went back then. 2 weeks after that, I'm walking around like a caveman who just ran out of toilet paper. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much more time because we've got more people coming up. I wrote a poem, though, that I would like to share with you, if I may. My adopted father was a cowboy. My birth father was also a cowboy, rodeo cowboys, both of them. And I didn't grow up learning a whole lot about that. I mean, I've ridden horses and stuff, but my dad was a cowboy, and so I wrote a poem called "To Be a Cowboy," and it's dedicated to my father. It goes like this. I don't know what it's like to be a cowboy on the range. I don't know what it's like to have a cow dog with the mange. I don't know what it's like to wear spurs that jingle jangle, or free a cow who has somehow found himself in a tangle. I'm really not that rowdy or mean with sauce or grit. And when it comes to chewing snuff, you can keep that nasty. Shoes are another matter, though. It's boots that make the man. I've got to find a pair that fit. I'd prefer them black and tan. I always wanted a cowboy hat that has a nice allure. One that looks like the one Garth Brooks wears when he's on tour. Or maybe one that's old and black just like Rooster Cogburn wore. I'd even wear the cool eye patch and eat corn dodgers by the score. I'd take my horse and go out looking for bad guys on the loose. I'd bring them back in a gunny sack. Hell, I'd even tie the noose. I can see myself now as I'm facing them down, my reins in my teeth, my face full of frown. I'd look in their eyes, I'd say without hitch, "Fill your hands, you son of a biscuits, for breakfast." I could eat a whole bunch. With butter and jelly, I eat them for lunch. But that's not what it's like to be a cowboy in real life. The real ones have lives full of hard work and strife. I always wanted to be atop that ever-trusty horse, to be out there in the Wild West air and stay the steady course, to drive the cows from dawn till night and find a place that seems just right, to settle in so we can all sleep tight, to build a fire, to cook some food in a way that most would think is crude. I'd fry up some bacon, I'd cook some beans, I'd figure it out what cowboying means. After that, I'd sing to my herd. I'll lull them to sleep with a kind, soothing word. Oh, to be a cowboy, I'd truly love to know how to roll my own smoke or mosey real slow, or what it's like to sleep on a bedroll under stars, to gaze and ponder celestials, which is Venus, which is Mars. I always wondered how I'd cope with lying in the mud as I try to sleep and slap at bugs that bite and suck my blood, or what it's like to feel the wind as it gently blows the smell of cow turds fresh and cow turds old that stink to holy hell. What it's like to take a bath in a creek as cold as ice. My pod has shriveled up. What's that? A grain of rice? Oh, to live like a cowboy, it would be such a caper in the wide open spaces where there's no toilet paper. To be in the open, to poop in the grass, to feel that breeze on the crack of your ass. You want balance right now, that much is certain. Because if you lose it, you're gonna be hurting. Wait just a minute. Stop all the presses. My life's bad enough without all these messes. This isn't the life that I want for me. This life really sucks. It's not my cup of tea. Forget what I said. It's this life I adore, and I want in my underwear without a trap door. I like being me. I don't want to sound rude. You can call me a greenhorn or even a dude. I don't have it what it takes. I don't have the means to live like a cowboy on bacon and beans. Thank you very much. Thank you.